The strongest evidence of cultural decline is not what a civilization condemns. It is what it celebrates. When strength becomes unusual, when conviction becomes controversial, when a functioning moral compass becomes remarkable, the diagnosis is already complete. A healthy culture does not admire these things. It assumes them. A healthy civilization does not produce exceptional men. It produces complete ones. The baseline man in a functioning culture is not rare. He is unremarkable by design. He possesses three things: a strong, capable body, an internally authored code, and an unassailable moral compass. That is enough. Yet under current conditions, this man is rare, not because the standard is high, but because the environment is hostile to him. Rarity is not a measure of difficulty. It is a measure of systemic resistance. A strong body is inconvenient to power. Strength makes a man harder to frighten, harder to exhaust, harder to pacify. So strength had to be reframed. Comfort now replaces capability. Safety narratives replace resilience, and fragility is medicalized and moralized. Strength becomes reckless, weakness becomes virtue. Not accidentally, strategically. An internally authored code breaks external leverage. A man with his own code cannot be bribed with status, cannot be coerced with shame, and cannot be steered by consensus. So codes are ridiculed, relativized, or outsourced. Moral authority is transferred to institutions, ideology, experts, or moral fashions that update annually. A borrowed code is governable. An authored one is not. But the most dangerous element is not strength or discipline. It is a functioning moral compass. A real moral compass does not require permission. It doesn't defer to authority, nor does it negotiate with expedience. It makes a man self-legislating. Every empire, bureaucracy, and technocratic system depends on one thing: moral abdication. Not immorality, abdication. That single inversion explains everything. In a healthy culture, strength is trained, codes are inherited and refined, and moral authority is internal. In a decaying culture, strength is pathologized, codes are mocked or dismissed, and morality is outsourced to systems. The man described here becomes rare, not because he is extreme, but because he is unusable. He cannot be mobilized by fear, controlled by appetite, nor divided against himself. He is coherent. And coherence is the one thing a self-serving control system cannot tolerate. Sovereign realism is not rare because it invents something new. It is rare because it combines what had to be separated for control to work. The body was severed from morality. Morality was severed from agency, and agency was severed from truth. Fragmentation was normalized, so reunion now feels radical. Sovereign realism reunites the original architecture. The design was never lost. It was dismantled. A man who possesses all three, body, code, and compass, does not need to rebel. He simply does not respond. That is what makes him ungovernable. Not defiance, not noise, not protest, but silence, choice, refusal, which is why such men have always been thinned, ridiculed, isolated, or turned into myths after death, because living examples are intolerable. They remind everybody else what abdication looks like. Rarity here is diagnostic. It tells me how sick the culture is, how thoroughly the standard has been inverted. Sovereign realism does not aim to create rare man. It simply refuses to lower the definition of man. If this civilization were healthy, this doctrine would be invisible, because it would be everywhere.